Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the DCMI podcast. I am messing up my cables. This is Jacob. And today, no, I'm kidding. I'm Raymond. This is Jacob. We read single issues of comic books. We rank the story, artwork, characters, and if we're going to keep reading it or not, 1 through 5 scale. And today we're reading Knull, issue number 1, written by Al Ewing and Tom Walsh. Artist, Juanan Ramirez. That one, god dang. Editor, Eric Arciniega. Man, these names. VCs, Clay Cowles, Ryan Stigman, and Frank Martin. I apologize if I messed up your name. I think I got everything, Jacob.
One thing, just because we got a comment on one of our past videos, we want to announce what the publisher is. So this is Marvel.
Great.
Don't
This is our
assume.
Marvel week. Yeah. Again, my fault. I assumed me saying Knull was, a given, but you're right. I need to do that. This is Marvel week. All right. We got the story. Would you like to go first?
Yeah. So this one, 5 out of 5.
Okay.
I think I have found I don't like saying favorite, but I think I found a highly preferred Marvel character for myself, Knull. So this was touching on, philosophy a little bit. So Knull is like the essence of nothing, equals nothing. He is nothing, which is something, but with the lack of something, there's nothing. If there's nothing, then there's Knull. So there's this circular
loop.
Yeah.
This Ouroboros thing.
Right.
Just loop. Yeah.
I really, really like that. And the pages 2 and 3 kind of succinctly went through his origin.
Yeah. I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, he already existed, but he was in the void just because, comic book. And then Celestials
not
came
even
by
though. That's how people describe God, right?
Well, yeah,
He's just
God,
always there.
Yeah, it was
right?
always there, just existed, and then at one point,
then one day decided to just make stuff,
create stuff. Yeah. So it was like, he was a kingdom of one, right? I think it said. So I like that. And then we find that he was captured, or he fell into a trap from Hela somehow, and I think they're on the planet Daedalus 5.
Yeah.
A planet that was ravaged by war, and it's part of the Kree system. So
Daedalus 5.
Daedalus 5.
I think is how you pronounce it. But
on page 6, dude, I like the way he talks. It just okay.
No.
I'm the quote. He said he was talking to this guard, right? This asgardian that was kind of like disrespecting him and poking at him in the cage.
Yeah.
Knull said, "And when I escape this slapdash prison, and I will, you'll see just how much I despise such puerile speciousness. I'll pain the entire universe with the dark ichor of my victims, and your rancid blood will be the first I dip my brush into."
So when I read that, Jacob, I was like, what thesaurus did they look up to put these words in here? I was like, you don't use those words. Like, don't do that.
Hell no. And
I agree though. The way he speaks is it's threatening, but almost kind of comical at the same time because it's so dramatic. I'm gonna paint the universe in your blood is
your
wild.
Rancid blood. Yeah.
Because it's borderline too much of a threat where it kind of circles back to not being terrifying anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where the threat is so outlandish that it doesn't even make any sense,
Yeah, because later on in the story, he's threatening Hela, he says, "I'll kill all of you." Just simple, period, done.
Right.
But this one, this guard, he was going in I will reach in the depths of your soul.
This guard has a punchable ass face.
Right.
I get it. I do get it. I absolutely do.
Well, when I read that, I was like, man, I'm liking this character because of that kind of dialogue. I like it. Yeah. Basically 5 out of 5 because I really enjoyed the void equals nothing, which is something, which is nothing, which means Knull is there and everywhere because he is nothing. So,
and nowhere.
Nowhere
it is trippy
and nothing.
When you really break it down.
Yeah.
And speaking on that, the void, again, well, I personally, I can't speak for Jacob, but I personally try not to do a ton of research on this stuff before we do this, just because I kind of want to give my opinion as if I don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I was wondering if the void is similar to the void, or at least maybe in concept, the void in the MCU, if it's like that, or if this void is just something completely different. That was my curiosity about that one.
So I didn't. The only thing I researched
isn't that Centuries half the void? Or am I tripping?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he also calls his dark
is the void
persona.
Right?
Yeah, is the void as well.
Okay, that has to be connected. It has to be.
But this one, so I do the same thing. I don't research other than that name, Daedalus, whatever. But yeah, the Void, like the first, second page when it showed no kind of his outline and kind of like the fetal position, essentially. The Void is
Yeah,
just
yeah, yep,
black nothingness.
yep,
So it
yep.
maybe speaks to a corner of the multiverse that didn't get affected by the Big Bang. It was like
Yeah, well, and so
quarantine
the
or
void
something.
in the void in the MCU is basically the place where the TVA was pruning people, and then they went to the void after they got pruned from the timeline.
Yes, it's like another dimension that's
Right. Right, right.
off ramp.
Okay, okay, okay. And I'm just wondering if that's where he draws his power from, is I guess what I'm kinda getting at. I'm not sure if they're meaning that to be one and the same thing, or if they're completely separate and just happen to share the same name. I'd
The,
be curious about that.
the way though this like the origin story, the Celestials are the one that kind of triggered him into
Yep,
action out of his
started.
slept.
Yep.
So that's my opinion. My guess is that's way before any other timeline.
Right, no, and that's what that's why I think it would be connected because the void, I think, has been there for forever. So
Mm,
it would make sense if it was connected to Knull, because Knull obviously has been there since before time itself or whatever,
yeah.
you know? So that's the main reason I was thinking of that connection. And 2, I think it would be really strange to give 2 separate things the same name that don't have anything to do with each other. That would be odd.
Yeah. Well, I'll get to when we get to the characters. There's something that just, in my opinion, was just random in this issue.
Okay.
I'm no longer surprised if there's just like a curveball that's thrown in and like, what is this? This has no connection to anything. It's just there because it's there. But
There's a
I get
few I can think of, but
a
I'm
few.
curious which one you think is gonna be.
We probably are thinking of the same one at
Yeah.
least. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I gave the story a 4.5. I
For
agree with everything you said. I thought the story you already mentioned it, but the story did something great, and I know it's the first issue, so it's kind of a given that they should do it, but it was nice that we got, like, Null's full story with the first 2 pages. 'Cause I know Null the character, but I don't know the history of Null entirely, right?
hmm
So it was nice to get those 2 pages where, you get to understand how powerful he is, and then it was dope just 'cause the next page, then you just see him in jail or in
sitting.
prison.
Yeah. Right.
Just
Just
sitting there, you're like, "Okay, wow, damn, I guess he's not that powerful. What happened to this guy?" Right?
in a
Um,
human side like bird cage looking thing.
yeah, yeah, and I thought that was a very good way to introduce him, right?
hmm
Because a character like Null is overpowered. He just is.
Yeah.
There in any situation he comes across, he can end it quickly. There's just no question about that. But what I like what they did here is they cut to him and he's less powerful.
hmm
His power's been taken, whatever the case, because it's sort of like in a movie, like The Born Identity, when he like the memory loss trope.
Mm.
Right? It's a way to have a powerful character who can do anything and
Yep.
whatever, but have them learn it in real time, so they're not all powerful, they still can be beaten while they're learning, right?
Or
But so
yeah, or
I
like a power's like dormant or something.
exactly, it's
Yeah.
there, but they have to remember that they have it, so I
Yeah.
think that was a good kinda way of introducing Null and giving it some weight, right? Because like I said, it's hard to invest to a character can just do whatever they want. So it was a very good way to kind of make you care immediately about what happens. And I think Hela is a very random, but also a very good or bad character.
Yeah.
What were you
So
gonna say?
I have a quick question
Yeah.
about like
Yep.
Noel's powers. So
Yep.
in the first two page 2 and 3, when they were talking about his origin, right? The
Yeah.
Celestials came and said, "Well, this is just nothing. Let's make creation." Right? Noel didn't like that, so he started fighting. His
A
sword
sword. Yeah, yeah. The all black.
was all black. It was forged from a fallen celestial. That
Yeah.
means
That he had to
before
kill a
he had to kill.
celestial.
Yeah. So how did he
Right.
kill a celestial without?
That is a great question, and I honestly don't know the answer to that. Because I
Okay.
knew that the all black sword was forged by a dead celestial, but
Right.
I didn't know all of this in terms of him being the first being, and actually, that's why I put this. I don't know if this is a retcon. I'm not all-knowing when it comes to comic books. I know a lot, but I won't act like there's things I know if I don't know it. But the all light spear was cool, that battle at the beginning, right?
Oh, with the
Um
golden. Yeah.
and I wanna know who that character is, but I don't know if this is a retcon where Null is now at the beginning of creation. Like, I'm not quite sure if this is a new thing or if this is the way it's always been.
hmm
So, that might kind of change the All Blacks' nature in and of itself. Because when it was created, if this wasn't the origin story, then its creation makes a lot more sense. But with this origin story, it is confusing because
Yeah.
I thought the same thing. How did he get the sword if he fought the first Celestials?
Right.
So yeah, it is weird.
And
But
I
that might be
just
the comic book hand wavy thing that
hand
you
wave.
mentioned earlier. And I thought the story was pretty simple too. And I thought it was very good, but I thought it was simple. At least to me, it's Hela wants to become the Queen in Black
Yep.
and Knull wants to get his symbiotes back. They're
Yep.
both kind of trying to go for the same thing. I think it's a classic race to get item A, B, C, right? But I think, like you mentioned, Knull is just such a cool ass character that I think just him being there and the way he speaks and the way he does things just
Yeah.
kind of makes you want to naturally keep reading it. You're like,
Yeah.
I know exactly what's happening. I think I kind of know where it's going, but I'm enjoying myself. It feels to me like kind of like watching Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
It's just entertaining, and it's just nice to just sit back and just be entertained and not have to, think of it too much.
Cool. So 5 out of 5 for me, 4.5 out of 5 for you.
Yeah, yeah,
Good deal.
yeah. Thought it was a good
Okay.
one. Okay, I can go with oh, wait, one last thing.
Yeah.
Of course, they brought Thanos in at the end of that. I was like, "Okay, what connection does Hela and Thanos have?" I mean, again, they might, but I personally thought that was insanely random.
So that was one of the things I was gonna talk about characters. Like
Oh, okay.
she said, "Old flame," right?
Yeah,
A
exactly.
very human description of like a
Word. That they,
ex.
like, were together at some point, or at least doing the dirty on the
Yeah,
down low, you
and
know?
for the longest time, I just thought Thanos he was exclusive for death. That's it.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, that's exactly what I thought, yep,
and
yep,
when I said I
yep,
was like flame, I
yep,
actually flipped the page again. I was like, "What?
yeah,
Did
and
I
I had to
misread
think, I
that?"
was like, "Oh, wait, is Hela deaf the whole time? Or did I miss that where Hela's been?"
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
I was
you're
gaslighting
yeah.
myself saying
Yeah, me too, yeah, yeah,
because like
yeah,
Noel
yeah,
has
yeah,
like 10
yeah.
different names, right? And so does
Right,
Thanos, and like they
yep,
have.
everybody does.
So
Yep,
I'm like, okay, maybe Hela was AKA Death, AKA whatever.
yep,
And
yep,
so so that to me,
but I think we're right that she's not.
no, she's not.
And I think that that's also why I'm wondering if this is a retcon thing in general, because
Yeah.
I can't recall Hela and Thanos having a relationship, but I also don't want to act like I have all the knowledge that has
Well,
existed. So,
so the second outside of the issue Google search that I did was like, what? When did they ever have a romantic relationship? And apparently in 2018, 2019, there was a series
mm,
that was run and it was called Asgards of the Galaxy. It was about I think 8 issues or so. And apparently,
I will put up what that looks like.
yeah, Hela
Sounds cool.
and Thanos,
Thanos.
they were item.
Wow,
And
wow, 2019. Because that's still pretty recent for the most part, I would say.
yeah,
But for me, that makes sense because Death is, I think, classically like that's Thanos's partner or
right.
whatever. Hela being a new one makes sense that that hasn't been like solidified yet.
What was
So,
she like a cosmic side chick? I mean, what's going on?
hey,
You know,
to be
or is
honest,
Thanos the
Hela does
side?
seem like the type who would be the cosmic side chick,
Right.
and she would be okay with it though. You know that SZA song "Weekend"?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
be Hela's favorite song. That would be Hela's
Yeah.
favorite song. Absolutely.
She's so
Yeah.
ambitious
But
that it's
she
like
don't care.
it's just a
Yeah.
thing. Okay, this is something I'll do.
Let me get my power, my bread,
Right.
and
Right.
whatever that is cool. I'm alright with that.
But that random little curveball at the end for me, it
Yeah.
didn't distract from the story.
No, no, it was
I
just random, I think.
yeah.
That's all it was. It was just random. Yeah.
It's like what the
Yeah. Hell yeah.
old flame, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Artwork. So
Yep.
I gave this one a 5.
Okay.
From the opening pages, you mentioned it with the explanation of the Null story.
Yeah.
But from those same pages, the artwork, I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, this is extremely cool." I don't know personally, I can't remember the Sentinels looking so colorful,
Mm.
and I thought that was a really cool contrast with the darkness and the black and red and the
Mm-hmm.
blood of Noel and everything that he was doing. So initially, when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, I'm in for it because this is looks dope." And then to immediately go to the next page, like we said, with him in the cage, I think that that shot right there is one that I went back and looked at a couple of times just because I thought it was like screensaver worthy. I was like, "Oh shit, that could for
Yeah.
sure be a screensaver." I thought that was cool.
It's so with like comic books, right? There's you're telling the story through multiple facets. The script, your writing, the artwork,
Yep,
but also the layout. So you have to strategically pick panels, the placement of them, what's on the bottom right hand corner when you flip. So that was
yep.
it was well designed,
Intentional. Yeah, yeah,
intentional. Where you go, oh
yep,
man, he's like a god essentially,
yep.
and then boom,
Yep.
birdcage. You
I
know,
agree with you. A birdcage specifically, like you got to think there. We've seen it in whether it's movies, other comic books. When we read Abomination bringing the bad guy,
yeah,
he was in a giant like cell that
like
he
a
could
laser
stand up
field
in and
thing.
walk
Yeah,
around in.
yeah.
Him being in this small birdcage was intentional, right?
And it doesn't look like he has just enough space to sit. He can't really
Exactly,
stand, so it's like designed to be make him very uncomfortable and
exactly.
kind
And
of
I think really to show from what we saw like the page before with all
yeah,
the power he has, and I think it's really good showing no, he is not that big, all powerful being right now.
yeah,
That's what he's trying to get back to, but right now he's not that.
yep.
Yeah, yeah. And so I love how impractical this one I specifically was funny to me. I don't know if you noticed this, but I love how impractical Hela's costume is.
It
Those
is,
giant
yeah,
shoulders
right.
spiked 4 feet each way.
She has to walk through
I
the door like
like
sideways, like
sideways. No,
you know,
exactly. That's exact or they're like flimsy, so they're
and
not
it
even
just
really anything. You know what I mean? They like when you walk through the door, they yeah,
right.
yeah. I was like, what the hell is that even? But I can appreciate somebody just going for it. And I think it looks cool, right? Like I think
Yeah,
it's a cool design. I might have gone for a little bit more color, maybe in
yeah,
some places for, but I think the design plus the yellow eyes that just kind of I think her design is
glowing.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah. She definitely looks like a problem for anybody involved.
it's let me see. I think it's like page 7, is it? Where she's walking with, I think, Tyre,
Yeah,
Odin's.
timing.
You
Yeah.
see how her costume, like those shoulder spikes, is so much wider
Right.
and this is a big dude, right?
In the
But
door.
yeah, it's, yeah, it's huge.
It's wider than the damn door.
Right, it's very
But
impractical.
and on tier, I've never heard of this character. I'm sure he's existed somewhere in the background, right? But his design is pretty simple, but I really liked it.
Mhm.
I don't know what it was, but I thought it was a very cool sort
It's the
of
mustache.
maybe it is the
It's the
mustache. I don't know in
mustache.
the hair, but I was like, damn, I kind of want to see more of this dude. I wonder what his power is. What are those little chain things hanging from his neck? I'm not
Yep.
quite sure. Maybe it's just something to connect the cape. But I also think a really, really cool thing they did with this, and we've talked about this, and I can't remember if we're saying we do it in your comic book or the one, mine. But I thought they did a really good job of distinguishing the different characters' speech bubbles.
Yes.
That
Yep.
made it so much easier
To
to
follow.
read, to go back, to like, I mean, and again, it really made me think of immediately the Naomi Lake scene
Yeah, with like just
and
10
how hard
people.
it was to
Yeah.
follow the just all white speech bubbles.
Yeah.
I had the opposite problem with this. It was smooth, and I really appreciate that, and not only does it make it easier to read, but in my opinion, it changes the voice in my head when I'm reading it. It makes it a little bit more I'm imagining more, Sith Lord when Knull is talking.
Commanding the black speech bubbles. Yeah.
Exactly.
No, again, shout out to like the writers and the artists because they laid this out well. This this
Yeah.
this issue.
Yep. I absolutely agree. And I think too, I'm not sure if this was intentional, but it feels like every time uh I saw Noel's face,
Hmm.
it looked different. And not different because it's bad art, but different intentionally. Like page 10, at the top and the bottom,
Oh
page 11, the bottom right hand corner, page 13, the like top 3 part panel, from left to right. His face looks different in every single one of them. And I'm
so
like, man, that's cool.
you noticed that as well. So one thing I noticed, a slight theme when he was threatening someone or saying I'm going to get out or I'm going to kill you, whatever. His
Yeah.
face had more color to it. It was like
Uh,
purples and blacks. And when he was more of a not submissive but like passive,
yeah,
his
yeah, yeah.
face was more just white. Because like
Yeah,
there was a scene when
that's interesting.
he was reaching out of the cage to
Oh, wow,
grab
you're
at Hela.
absolutely right, wow.
His hand was like a purple red, but then when she grabbed it and like snapped the shit, and then it went white again.
Yep, I mean, even just from page 10 to 11, the
Yeah.
bottom panels,
Wow.
that's exact example of what you're talking about. Yeah, no, that's cool. I didn't specifically notice that.
Yeah, that was one thing I noticed with the artwork. I was like, yeah, they changed up his complexion depending, I guess, on his mood.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
I gave the artwork a 4 out of 5. I think
Okay.
it was excellent. There was one thing on page 1, right after the internal cover. All this kind of he has the God Slayer, the all black, and he's kind of walking on a
Yeah,
on a
pool of
sea
blood.
of or no, those are symbiotes, I think. Yeah. But do you see like those swirl things? And then the guards, they were hosts for symbiotes.
Yeah.
Is that like this is a question? Is that
Yeah,
like a
it's the symbol for, I will put it up here. It's one of the symbiotes. That's their symbol. It's like a spiral. Is it toxin?
so well, does that mean that like Toxin or whoever it is like it has clones or replicas of itself? Because that's
I
like
don't know what it means
well,
specifically in this context. I have no idea. I just know that that symbol is.
because all the
I know that
guards
symbol
had it.
is marked with one of the symbiotes specifically.
Okay, yeah,
It is null. I'm tripping. No, it's null's the spiral. I'm
that's
crazy.
No's whole symbol.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
when he probably is interacting with symbiotes, they take on that
That symbol.
symbol. Or so
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. And
okay.
so there was one, not one thing, but one major thing that I thought was hilarious. It wasn't super crazy up until page 17. And I was like, this shit turned into Mortal Kombat after page 17.
Oh, now
This
he's
dude
cute.
was ripping off heads, pulling people's
Spines.
spines out of their back. I was
Yeah.
like, God, like literally just finish him. Took his heart out.
And you
Like,
know one
damn.
thing that again a small I love these details, but when he took the head of that first guard, if you
Yeah.
notice the armor was still intact. So it was like he phased his
Head through
skull
the armor.
through
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
armor
That's
because the
cool.
armor is his symbiote, so it could
Right.
do whatever.
Yep.
Um
You're right. I didn't notice that.
the
That's
same thing in
cool.
the spine, like oh god.
Like it got it shockingly violent from
Yeah.
before page 17 to after
Yeah.
page 17. I was not expecting that at all. I mean, and I should have been. It's null, but I honestly didn't really expect Marvel to like go all the way there like
Go
that. I don't know.
well, the cover is T plus, so rated for
Oh, did
teens
it
and
say
older.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. And I just want to highlight too some pages because we're on the artwork. I really thought this artwork was incredible. I want to highlight that page where he's ripping the head off, page 18. I want to highlight page 21.
Mm,
Just that whole I love how many panels they use in this.
mhm.
I thought that was cool. Just the amount of panels and the different ways he's like messing people up. I thought it was very, very cool. And then the last one I want to highlight is that Thanos shot. I think it's pretty cool.
Mhm.
That one gives me screensaver vibes too. If I was like, 15, that'd be
It's
a
the first
screensaver.
time that I saw Thanos' fangs, like elongated
Oh yeah, a little
canines.
bit of fangs. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if
but
that's normal the way he's
yeah.
drawn.
Well,
But
so
yeah, the artwork was amazing through and through. That's how I
the
feel about it.
so those panels when he's killing all those guards, just going ham on them. Did they not look like their essence was sucked? They look dehydrated,
No,
right?
so yeah,
And
yeah,
they
he
almost
was
look like
taking their s yeah, I'm pretty sure he was doing that. I'm
as
pretty
he was
sure.
killing them, plus
Yeah,
the symbiote. But
yeah.
did they not look like creatures at the end? Because like look at their nostril tips, look at their ear tips, and they
Yeah,
almost
no,
look
you're right. They do kinda look like half, like,
like
gorilla
half gorilla,
people.
half human, half Asgard, something.
Yeah, I will say though, I guess these might not be Asgardians because I think they might just be a little bit more alien, animalistic looking. You know what I'm saying?
And
I don't know, Jake, actually.
when he grabbed one guy by the head, was twisting his neck as he was pulling him. That was very human or Asgardian.
Yeah,
In another scene, there was another guard in it. So
it could just
either
be different species
different
of
species.
beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be my guess.
But I was trying to like, is he transforming them as
Yeah,
he's killing them?
yeah.
One other thing that I wanted to mention about this is when Knull is kind of like summoning his symbiotes back, right? They kind
From the
of
bodies.
from the bodies.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
it was almost like more mist than like a liquid that
Mm,
you've seen, like, I don't know, Eddie Brock and Venom or Carnage or
mm,
whatever. They look like, puddles of, like, putty that go
yeah.
around. This one was almost like a smoke kind of, at
Yeah, what
least.
page are you talking about? Because
Oh,
I think
so
I'm seeing it.
like okay, let me see.
'Cause, some of them, I personally think it looks more like blood, like he's blood bending. That's kinda what I the vibe I get.
So the first one when he takes the head out of the off the
Yeah,
guard,
yeah,
the next page over the panel, like he's saying, "Come to me, my child, return to
yeah,
me."
yeah,
It's when I saw it, it was like it kind of was almost like a mist.
yeah. I see what you're saying. I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. I get more bloodbender vibes, like, it reminds me of
Mm.
that episode of the Avatar when
Yeah.
they were, like, bloodbending and stuff,
Yep.
but I definitely see what you're saying about the mist. That makes sense.
But I know, like, the
It's not either
symbiotes.
of those things, it's just this regular symbiote too, and I'm wondering if
Right.
that's just the way they drew it just
Yeah.
to, or if that's the way that it behaves.
Well, like Knull, his relationship with symbiotes is completely different than anyone
Different,
else's.
yeah,
So maybe it's
absolutely.
unique just to him. But yeah,
Yep,
so okay, you said 5 out of 5? I did
yep,
4 out of 5. All right.
yep.
Cool.
The
Characters.
characters. Yep.
Characters I did 5 out of 5. I
Dang.
Like I said, Knull, I just like this character. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
King in Black, God of the Void, God of the Symbiotes, Lord of the Abyss, like so many cool names.
yeah.
And I
Rule of
like
Cool definitely
Rule
works
of
with
Cool.
him.
I like the origin. I kind of like just the way he talks. He could threaten like all elaborately, like he's like writing a PhD thesis on Shakespearean classic
Yeah,
English or something, and then he is like, "I'll kill you all,"
yeah,
just like
yeah,
straight down to earth
yeah. He's
threats.
highly entertaining. I agree with you on that. It's highly entertaining.
And
It really is.
with the Hela, this story kind of they're both like cosmic level powers, right? And they each think they're smarter than the other person, and they each think, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm playing like
absolutely,
10-dimensional chess. You're playing 9-dimensional chess. Actually, I'm
absolutely.
playing 11-dimensional." So it's like who's gonna who's gonna outwit the other person in their ultimate scheme?
I think it's who's gonna crash out first. That's what I feel
Make a
like.
mistake? Yeah.
Yeah, make a mistake and just move off of crazy emotions rather than sticking with the plan.
Like Hela, when Tyr was kind of telling her, like had some reservations about her plan, saying it's too risky. She said,
Yeah,
"Well, being a partial Queen of the Black is not Queen of the Black. So
yeah,
why the hell
yeah.
do I even want to go?" So she's like 0-100.
All or nothing.
Yeah,
Exactly. It's all or nothing,
yeah.
which is never a good way to get
Never.
to like that usually doesn't work out.
Yeah,
All or nothing usually doesn't work out. Ask everybody, who's in gambling debt now. But I gave the characters a 4.5.
4.5.
Highly, highly, highly appreciated it. Highly enjoyed it. I love that we got to know Null fully. I think that might, for me, have been what kind of tipped it over the edge for being, virtually perfect,
Mm-hmm.
right? Knowing all of that, I think taking that 2 pages to let us know everything about him, or at least what they want us to know now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that allowed for the stakes to be raised, especially when because okay, I think of it this way. If we didn't know that at the beginning, obviously we know Null is powerful, but
Yeah.
it would have been a little bit weird. Like, what does Hela want from Null specifically that she can't get from, Franklin Richards,
Right.
Doctor Doom, whatever the case, right? And
Yeah.
cutting to him in jail
Yeah.
was a great touch to set up everything else. Yep, I absolutely agree. And that I wrote it down here. It's a good way to wipe the slate clean,
Mm.
kind of a different version of memory loss, right? Where you get to introduce this badass character, but then we get to actually watch him become badass again. So
But
I can appreciate that.
one thing also with the characters, particularly Hela and Null, that I noticed, and I guess if you're at a certain level, like you think differently, you engage with reality differently. There were many hints that he was captured before, and Hela, she was able to absorb some of his powers. She said, "Oh, you don't have as much dark energy this time," so that tells me that they're playing like this cat and mouse game because she
Yeah.
knew that that cage wouldn't hold him. She knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yet he willfully like
Stayed in there.
stayed in there,
Yeah.
and so I'm like saying to myself, Is this? Are they just kind of like
The psychopaths just messing like just trying to
playing a
trick the
game?"
other
Yeah.
person. Yeah, but I don't think a lot of characters are all as brutal, right, as Null.
Mm,
What proves that? Obviously, the Mortal Kombat stuff. But if you really look at those 4 pages, 5 pages,
hmm.
this man used or not man, this thing,
Person. Yeah.
person, used his bare ass hands.
Yep.
he just was ripping people apart. Like that, for me, that indicates somebody who's doing it for the love of the game.
He's smiling throughout it.
That's what I'm saying. This
Like
is like
grinning.
Michael Jordan, like getting 1,000 shots up after practice or after a game. You just want to be the best at this. So I thought that was a very, very interesting because, in my opinion, they told this deliberately.
Mhm.
They showed him using his hands for a reason, not using anything else.
And he kind of admitted, he wasn't at full power. He had to take
Yep.
that spaceship, whatever,
Yep.
which Hela was fully expecting. So, but these were other species, some asgardian, whatever guards. So they had some powers, but they were
Hmm.
wearing a symbiote. They were hosts.
Yep.
He
Which I
could have,
wonder how that happened. I was curious about that.
well, okay, let's just make up a story. So we're saying like Hela's a psychopath, right? She gave the symbiotes as gifts to these guys and said, "Hey, they're gonna make you super strong and
Oh,
increase your abilities."
there's something bad going on with that.
And it's like she knew that Noah would use that to kill them, and that was her
Absolutely.
entertainment.
Oh, you are absolutely right. 1,000%. Oh, she was watching the whole thing.
Yeah,
She absolutely knew that he was gonna kill them for sure, which makes that guard talking all that shit at the beginning even crazier.
like Tyr, he doesn't have any symbiote, armor on. So
Right.
he knows better as well.
Yep. Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
okay, so I did 5 out of 5. You did what was it?
4.5.
4.5 out of 5.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep.
All right, so now we get to we keep on reading.
Yeah.
I said 4.5 out of 5. Yes, because uh I just like Knull. I like the
Yeah.
character. I like how he talks. This love interest with Thanos and Hela, it could be interesting. It seems
Yeah.
like
Definitely curious about that.
how does this
Yeah, yeah,
work
yeah.
out? And then you think about like Thanos, right, and Hela, they're hugging each other, kissing, whatever, with like knives to their back.
Dude, I was literally gonna say that after you were done talking. That there somebody stabbing somebody in the back.
They're all
1,000%.
evil. They can't be.
Can't be trusted.
Yeah.
Wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire. No, no, that is not going to end well. And in fact, I would bet money if I had money to bet, which I do not, that that's the reason why her plan's going to fail. Because her and Thanos are going to end up fighting and getting distracted. I guarantee you that's going to happen. Because yeah, they're both going to try to sabotage each other. They only care about themselves. We said that earlier. Hela literally only wants power.
Yep.
That's all she wants.
Yep.
That's all she wants.
That's what all three of them want.
All
Thanos,
three of them
Nolan.
want. That's true.
It's
Although,
like,
to be fair to Knull, he just
Yeah.
wants his power back. To be
and
fair.
he wants to be in the void, left alone without
Right.
light. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
do whatever,
Exactly.
don't.
Which, how bad do you have to be to get two dudes to side with Knull
Right.
over you? Right.
And actually, let's be real. Like Thanos, I think he's genuinely in love with death. Like he wants he wants to like impress her and stuff. So I think that's a true mission of his. So I think
Yeah.
Hela is the only like just 100% power and nothing else.
Oh
That's all
my
I
god. Yeah, I would
care
agree with
about.
that. Did I give you my score?
No,
I said
not yet.
4.
4? Okay.
4. Yep. I like Knull, I think, as a villain, but him as a main character, I hadn't been super interested in. But after reading this, I was like, okay, I'm interested, and it's cool. Marvel's, at least the ones we've read, they do a very good job of switching up expectations. Because the Abomination one, when he was just in Wakanda, we were both like, what the hell is he doing in Wakanda?
Right.
And Knull being associated with the Asgardians,
Yep.
that seems random to me. So I'm excited to see how that crosses over. And like you said too, that relationship with Thanos and Hela, I am very curious to see where that goes and who stabs who in the back first.
If nothing else, we're curious. Like, what? How does
where?
this? Yeah.
Where
how
did
does
they meet?
fall out? Yeah. So, okay, to do the tally.
Yep,
let
yep,
me
yep. Read
see
it back.
here.
Read it back.
All right. So the story, Raymond, 4.5 out of 5. Myself, 5 out of 5. Artwork, Raymond, 5 out of 5. Myself, 4 out of 5. Characters, Raymond, 4.5 out of 5. Me, 5 out of 5. And then keep reading, Raymond, 4 out of 5. And me, 4.5 out of 5. So a grand total, we're pretty almost equal. 18 out of 20 from Raymond, 18.5 out of 20 for myself. So we both equally like this issue.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel like the past 2-3 times we've done this, I think my score is pretty closely represented how I actually feel. 'Cause there's been a
Except
couple times where I've been like, "Dang, I did not hate it that much as it seemed like it," but this has been pretty accurate.
yeah, Static podcast was that's
Yeah, yeah.
12.5 like
That was I was like, "Dang, I didn't mean that at all. That was an
yeah.
accidental drive-by. I didn't mean to do that."
I was like, but yeah, this one was good. I like this one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. All right. Well, like, comment, give us your feedback. Tell us if you've read this, how you feel about it. Are you reading it right now? Are you going to keep reading it? Did you not like it? Tell us. We'd love to interact with you. If you have a local artist in your city, in your state, anywhere you live, please let us know. We would love to read it, talk about it, and just, expose the general audience, or at least the audience we have right now, to something new. That's our goal here. Jacob, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Cool. See you next week. DC and my podcast, discussing crazy and marvelous images podcast.
Peace.